Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome to the Never Ready Podcast, the podcast where I sit down with exceptional people doing exceptional things and get a little bit of the insight to what made them feel ready to commit to those goals. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by my first-time podcast guest, Dylan Funk, who's back for episode 11. Now that I'm in double digits and he's done a lot since then, I figured I'd bring him back and we'd chat about it. So what's up, buddy?
11?
It's
That's
episode
awesome.
11, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna start by asking you a question. Like, how has it evolved in the last 10 episodes that you've done? If you feel more comfortable, kind of interviewing people now?
Definitely. I also realized, right now, I just did it. I did a lot of But what I'm really good about, if you go back and watch the first episode or two, because I hadn't started editing yet. I filmed 2 or 3 before I started editing them. And I didn't realize how often I say, yeah. Yeah, you're talking and the whole time I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, man, it's bad. So, I realized now I do a lot of the which I'm trying to break, but you learn a lot about yourself watching that. So I've definitely gotten better at just talking, because now I catch it in my everyday life. I try not to just be sitting here every once in a while, because you're just engaging in the conversation. So I still do, but I try to catch myself on it now. But it's way more structured. When I first started, there was not really much question. I just had an idea, and it was this is the concept, so we're just going to talk about that. Now I kind of have.
So do you have questions for me today?
I will ask you, but it's really not questions. It's kind of just 5 overall points of just what's going on with where it's all mental, really. Because that's the whole point of this. What made you feel ready? What's changed? All that kind of stuff. So I definitely have gotten better in all of that and better about that. Editing has by far gotten way easier. I've now, especially when I'm in person filming them, I have it all to the point where it's all filmed and recorded from all the mics and everything directly to the camera, so that all I have to do is throw titles on and I'm done. I don't have to do any. I can do more cutting if I want to, but it's could be ready to upload audios on there. When I do this, the mobile ones, I definitely have a little bit more editing to do, but I've gotten so much faster at that. The first one took me a day and a half to do, and I was working all day, and I was in here until 10:30 at night. And Blade's what are you doing in there? And I'm still working on that first podcast. Now it's I'll come in here for a few hours and I'll have it done, and then I got to work on clips. Clips are a big thing. I wasn't doing the clips as much as I should have from the first one, or from the original, and I didn't edit them in ways to make it easy for myself to go back and get more if I needed to. Now I do. Yeah. I set myself up with the regular version, the short form version that's stacked up into vertical clips, and then I can go through that and chop out anything I want and then further edit it.
Sick.
So it's just gotten more structured. I know better about what I'm doing. But then the biggest shocker about starting a podcast is watching yourself talk and realizing how many of those little things you do, yeah.
It's different from hearing yourself sing or rap in your case, on the mic for the first time. But still, it's almost equally as cringy.
Yeah, it makes you just as insecure, because you play your rap for someone for the first time and you're eh. And then I watch myself talk and I'm eh. But it's have I been doing that forever? And yeah, you have. That's just how you talk.
Yeah, you have. And nobody cares about you.
Nobody really notices it until you're watching back, Yeah. Actually, I think Tara said the same thing about herself when she watched her episode, that we both are yeah. So if you watch ours, and that was one of the ones I filmed before editing, so if you watch me and her, that whole episode, I wonder, I could probably tally a couple hundred yeahs througout that hour and a half episode. Just yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I just did it. But, anyways, yeah, dude, interesting way to start. I've never had anybody ask me a question on this. Well, to start out, yeah, this is your podcast now. What do you want to do on it? You ever thought about starting one? You seem like the kind of guy who would be great on chatting on a podcast all the time. You are with me all the time.
I've never really put much thought into it. I do love to yap though, so that would be fun. But no, I got too much. I got enough on my plate right now.
Yeah.
The whole goal was to eat in the first place, but I'm full.
Definitely. I see. I get that. you have stretched yourself quite a ways since we last were doing this. I mean, I know you slowed down on music, which we talked a lot about in the first, but you're primarily art driven now.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what you got going on with all your, since last time we spoke.
So since the last time we spoke, so I had already moved back up to St. Louis, and I was immersing myself in the art scene and like booking shows and doing a bunch of that kind of stuff. But since then, at the end of last summer, we had performed quite a bit for like being in this area for the first time, and I was practicing all the time and being pretty disciplined about it. But then my hand just kind of started going numb while I was playing, and I went to a doctor about it, and they told me that I had, like, I thought it was carpal tunnel, but it was ulnar neuropathy. So these two fingers go numb instead of like these three, and my hand just kind of like hurts in general while I'm playing. So max is like for performing is I have an hour show in September at one of the art fairs that I'm showing at. But yeah, so since then I've like these two fingers hurt, so playing chords kind of sucks. But these three fingers are doing great, and so I use these three to draw, right? And there's no pain. So that just kind of forced music to take a back seat, and simultaneously found. So there's like the end of last summer, starting into the fall, and then in September I had gotten accepted into the Emerging Artists program for the St. Louis Art Fair, and that just after that weekend of going to the art fair, it blew me away. I saw all these artists that were making this art that they wanted to make because they had a vision and they really loved making it. And up until that point, I was doing art frequently, but I was just like selling commissions to people, and I was starting to get burnt out on that. And then I saw all these artists that were making this beautiful, amazing stuff because they wanted to, and that was it for me, man. I saw that, so I just like started diving into the art fair world, and I did my first 3-day art fair this last January, where I made that big 5 foot by 6 foot piece, and then have applied to more shows and kind of been like growing my handyman business so I can grow the art business more. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. So I've like got a whole professional setup now. Like I have a pro tent that I got on Facebook Marketplace. I've got panels for my booth, and I've got a print rack that I made for all my prints of my work. And I've got 13 original pieces. Well, I've got this one back here that's almost done, and then this one on the easel over here is also almost done. And then that'll make 13. So I've got
that one we actually talked about in the first podcast. Like that was you just talked about wanting to do it, and now it's coming together.
Yeah, there he is back there. So I just got to finish like the colorful snake on it. I just got to finish like doing a bunch of scales on it, and then a little more detail stuff like on the face. But yeah, that was almost done. That one I spent quite a bit of time on because it's 3 foot by 4 foot, so it doesn't look that big on the computer, but it's rather large.
Yeah.
But because I've made so many big pieces, like I've got a 32 by 34 that's done, a couple 2 foot by 3 foot pieces, and then like 40 by 34 or something like that. So I've got several big ones, and now I'm starting to do smaller pieces. Like I don't think I have any within reach, but yeah. So, and the smaller ones are great because like I can do them in a week, and it really makes me feel like I'm knocking some stuff out.
Yeah. No.
And then so one thing is that like you have your big pieces, right? And those are like your bring people into your booth pieces, but there's like there's a kind of art fair saying that it's like the big pieces bring them in, but the small pieces make them stay. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to, man. Ever since I discovered art fairs are even a thing, that's kind of it for me. I love, like, I just get to interact with so many people and like organically sell my art, and dude, the community in it is unmatched. Like the music scene is very much like survival of the fittest. you have to message 200 different venues, bars, festivals, and you're lucky if you get 5 back.
Yeah, music industry's cutthroat, man.
It really is. With the art industry, not so much, because for music, it's like there's a wider range of people that can listen to your stuff, right? But for art, like me in my booth and my friend in the booth next to me, they don't have the same target audience as me. So we're going to help each other out. Like, oh, you need to plug into my electricity over here? Yeah, absolutely. You need an extra, you need some picture wire for it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I've got these tools over here. You're welcome to use them. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's the end of the night and we both have to load our shit into our vans. Like, I'll help you out and then you help me out. And we can both get out of here.
Yeah.
It's unmatched, really.
No, yeah, it sounds great. It reminds me, just hearing you talk about it, of, like, I grew up as a skateboarder, so the skateboard community was always just so friendly and loving and giving. It's like, it didn't matter who you were or how good you were or what was going on. If you showed up at the skate park and there was other people there, like, you want to play a game of skate? Like, we're instantly, like, buddies and good, and how's it going? It's a drastic difference for me being in the music industry, and it's like, you're trying to book venues and people that play there that are like similar sound to you know, they're gonna try to, like, you know, gatekeep. Like, this is my venues, you know, and there's a lot of people that are like that around here with music, and it's insane.
It's not always like that though, but it largely like. There are certainly, like, scenes in the music industry where, like, the performers all hang out together and are all friends. Like, the bluegrass scene around here is really friendly. But I love playing my banjo, but I'm not, like, a bluegrass banjo player. Yeah. And so when I stopped playing with Blade and Terra, I had kind of started a thing with this other guy, but that fell off. And then the neuropathy thing started. And it's I don't know. But when I found the art scene and the art community, it blew me away. It's so inviting, and it keeps me out of the bar too. So that's
that's good.
I really like. I actually just started doing a month without sugar and a month without alcohol too at the same time. So
I didn't know you had been drinking much, or have you?
No, I haven't really been drinking that much, honestly. Like, every once in a while, like, I'll have some drinks, but I just it's not like it had become a problem, but I was just like, not even really, like, casually around the house. I just wanted to, like, definitely this chunk of time, I'm not going to drink and I'm not going to have sugar, and we'll just see what happens.
I get that. I do the same kind of thing all the time. Different tests for myself, but
just hit 150 days without pot a few days ago.
Nice, bud.
Yeah, I keep having dreams where I smoke and then I wake up and I'm like, fuck my sobriety. Oh, yeah, it's still intact. I'm still sober.
Man, I'll have some vivid dreams sometimes. Sometimes I'll have to ask Taylor in the morning. I'm like, hey, did we talk about this or was I dreaming? Did you say this or was that last night in my head? I can't remember. I got vivid dreams all the time, man.
When I tell you what, when I quit smoking pot, my dreams were crazy.
I took that
because I hadn't dreamed off. In like.
And no, go ahead. I took that straight month off like forever ago, and like now I don't really smoke much. It's kind of like hit and miss, you know, here and there. But when I took a month of straight sober just to do it, I was like straight up lucid dreaming. Like I was in control of it. And the craziest part was like when you wake up in the morning. You know, you wake up from your dream, you like roll around, but you go back to bed. I'd go right back to the same dream, like I never left.
That's wild.
It was just right back, like, oh, I'm here again. And I was like lucid dreaming, but I have vivid dreams all the time, and I often know I'm dreaming. I'm not always like in control doing stuff, but I often know that like, oh, this isn't real.
There were certain dreams where it started getting really dark, and I just like noped myself awake. It's like, nope, we're not going there. Hell no.
How do you think artistically you've changed since you've quit?
Well, I lost about 3 months of work getting sober because I just couldn't make anything. It just was such a block. Like I had every piece that I've ever made up until the beginning of this year, I was smoking. Except for one other piece that I have from like my junior year of high school, and that happened to be the best piece that I had made. And then my senior year, I started using weed, and then stopped for a few years after high school because I was just so into like being a shithead. But then January came along, and I stopped. Well, beginning of February, and I stopped, and I didn't make another piece again till like May. I just like lost a couple of months. But then after I like started getting back into it, I can process things faster. I'm experiencing a level of mental clarity that I've never had. Like I'm excited to watch the one from before and then watch this one. Like to watch our podcast from the other one that I did and then watch this one just to see like the changes in my voice. Does my skin look different? You know what I mean? Like I don't have dreadlocks now.
I was gonna say it's gonna be kind of funny to be like, guess which one of these he was a stoner in.
And so seeing somebody do that, like do the thing that I wanted to do, was so inspiring. And plus these artists, like St. Louis Art Fair isn't the only one. There are these art fairs all over the country. So that was like light bulb went off. It was like I can travel around selling my art as long as I'm making art for me and not just like focusing on commissions.
It's the one with dreads, I'm guessing. No, it's funny. But no, lots changed for you, man.
Yeah, it has. But as far as the art thing goes, like I feel like I don't know, I'm learning more. Every piece gets better, and like the process just like gets faster. And I feel like I'm more creative sober. Like there's the you know, like, oh, that guy must have been on drugs to make that piece. I think it might be the opposite, at least for me. It just, I don't know, it's better being sober. I mean, my little addict brain every once in a while, every few days, it's like, you know what would be great though? Smoking weed.
Yeah. No, I
can't. I just can't do it. Right. It's like if I know that if I let that monkey out of the cage, then I'm just gonna be right back to smoking all day, every day again, and I don't really want to do that.
That's about how it went for you last time you stopped, right? Stopped for like a little bit and then started again. You were like, we're just smoking now.
Yeah, no. That time I took all my paraphernalia and I just put it in a box. And but when I quit last year, I just took all my stuff and I put it in a box and I duct taped the box closed. Well, a box cutter cuts through duct tape really easily.
Yeah.
This time I gave everything away. Like even my favorite pieces that I had gotten from friends or whatever, I got rid of. I gave it away, and not to friends. I gave it to people that I didn't really know that well, friends of friends.
Yeah, so you got
that way
less
it was
likely to get back.
Yeah, I'm not getting that one back. I gave that big bubbler that was in Blade's bathroom for a couple of years. I gave that to my little sister's boyfriend that they were about to break up, and then they broke up, and so it's gone.
Yeah. No, sometimes that's what you gotta do. Make it.
Yeah. It became real.
Yeah, I'm kind of an all or nothing person when it comes to anything I need to do. Like if I right now or recently, a lot of it was stress, because I get a lot more stress. I got a baby on the way, trying to get moved, try to fix everything. I've been trying to focus on dieting and working out too. And when I slack hard. But when I'm working out and doing it, I'm so to the T. I'm getting all my water. I'm my workouts are calculated and I'm eating right. But I'm so all or nothing. It's so hard for me to keep a healthy balance of just maintaining. But that's just mentally how I am. I'm so much of a that way or that way.
Balance is super tricky. Seems like the times when I'm being super disciplined and working out all the time, then I'm not doing as much artwork as I'm supposed to, or when I'm really disciplined with my artwork and getting up at 5 a.m. and drawing and doing all this stuff and working long days, then my workouts start to like fall off. The only thing that is mandatory is meditating. Like there's like that's what I do. As soon as I wake up, I go right over there, and there's I got a little corner set up for my meditation stuff. And like I start every day with at least like 5 minutes of just silence.
Nice.
Just kind of like load.
That's something I need to get back to. I was bigger on it years ago now. More when I lived on my own. I did it every morning, and a lot at night too. But I really strayed from it in the past few years. You gotta get you a couple bites, huh? I like how you do it like this. I don't know.
Well, I gotta lean up so I can reach it.
Yeah, I got you. Oh man, but yeah, you've back to art stuff. You've changed quite a bit. Now you got your own little booth set up. You got a van for it. You've been selling prints. You got you're wearing one of your shirts right now. Your hair's covering it, but. Got your own merch now, right your own logo, which you do have a tattoo of that, by the way.
Yeah, so my mom actually printed this shirt for me because she started her own little printing business. I'm gonna flip my hair back this way. But my mom started her own little printing business where she prints T-shirts for people and whatnot, and that was great because now we're in the process of making like prints of my work, like canvas prints, and so that way I can get somewhere in between because all my originals go for like the price tag is like $500 to $650 up to $20,000. And I want to hit, and then my prints are like $40 to $60. So I want to be somewhere in that $250 like $300 range as well. So like a really high quality metal print will get me to that, or like aluminum print or canvas print can get me to that $250 $300 price range, and then I can hit up because not everybody wants just like art is based on perceived value, right? So somebody that's looking for a little higher quality than just like like a not a canvas, but like a museum quality paper.
What just happened?
What? I have no idea. But maybe because I did something with my hands.
Yeah, you got it. Nice. Yeah, that's funny.
That was weird.
All right. Some fireworks going off.
I wonder if that's gonna happen.
Make sure nothing's changed over here now. We're still. I don't know. I was like, "Congrats, you made a video." Nice.
But yeah, so mom started that business, so I'm excited about getting that going. I have a friend that makes his own metal prints of his work, and he can't keep them in stock. Nice. And he sells them for $300 a piece.
Whew. Yeah, nice. I think that'd be good.
The goal is to get to the point where I only have to do about 20 shows a year to make my money for the year, and then the rest of the time is hang out with the family, travel, and maybe like do investment properties and stuff like that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
I have a buddy that actually he did this piece right here. Show you.
Is that a possum on a giraffe?
Yeah, it is. And he made his own app to where whenever you put your phone camera on it, this is animated.
Oh,
and it
nice.
comes to and it's so sick. He's kind of like my art fair idol. Not idol, but like kind of.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. And he was also a musician that got carpal tunnel and started doing art fairs. And we were parked right next to each other at the one I did back in January at Schlafly Brewery in St. Louis, and he's selling like print after print after print after print after print the whole weekend, and he just reassured me several times because I wasn't selling jack. Like my inventory wasn't great. I had a few prints. They weren't like packaged very well. I think I sold 3 the whole weekend. And he was like, don't get discouraged. Yeah, your work is good enough. You deserve to be here. And that coming from somebody that is killing it, that was huge for me. And also just a genuinely very nice dude.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you seriously stepped your professional game up after that, huh?
Yeah, he just kind of like showed me. He was like, he told me like your work is good enough. Just figure out how to run your business. And so since then, like I've invested in prints and I've packaged them well, and I made a rack for all my stuff, and I'm gonna I have 4 art fairs coming up in the next 2 months, and each one of them are 3-day events, and 3 out of the 4 of them I can sell prints at. And so I'm gonna get a range of size at a range of prices and see what happens. I mean, I could zero or I could make $10,000. Who knows? That's kind of the fun thing about this whole thing.
Yeah. Man, so what I'm trying to, we talked once already doing this, so I don't want to just like re-talk the exact same things I asked about in the first podcast. So it's a little different than just running through straight my normal kind of questions, because we go roughly over the same topic. Yeah. But we'll kind of go back to what was the biggest deciding factor that made you ready to commit to doing, your own stuff instead of like working regular jobs.
Yeah, so I've worked construction for years, and that trade is a great way to make good money and be comfortable with the amount of money you make your whole life. But I'm living a life where I am out of the house 40, 45 hours a week, just not for me. Being able to be home and be in my studio and being creative all the time, that's it for me, man. Plus, construction is my trade. I do enjoy doing my handyman stuff, but I don't want to do it all the time. I'm happy to do it part-time and be a little bit lean, like still have bills and groceries and everything we need while I'm growing this art thing. But the thing that keeps me ready to go is my kids, and ready to do these things. Is just like, I can't tell her to follow her dreams if I'm not doing it myself. So that I worked for an exterior repair company back, I don't know, it's like a year and some change ago, and within 2 weeks I was miserable. I could have been making $50,000 a year and repairing people's homes, and it was chill, but it sucked. Like, I was out of the house 45 hours a week and working on, making somebody else money isn't my jam. I don't really like having a boss because I'm a competent person, and I'm sitting here watching these training videos, and I'm not, that's not me, man. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, within 2 weeks of that job, I was miserable and I quit. And then that's when I decided to start working for myself. And just like today, I went out and I'm slowly starting to build up customers, but I installed like 5 ceiling fans and some curtain rods and stuff, and made in one day for myself what it would have taken me 3 days to make working for somebody else,
Yeah. That is, I do the exact same thing. Every job I've had, it's like the main reason I don't like working for people is because I'm very like business minded anyway, and once I start to understand the business I'm working for, I start to learn what all money I'm really making for the people, and then how little I'm making for that. And I'm like, man, I've had jobs where I'm bringing them in tens of thousands of dollars a day, and I'm making less than $100 a day, and I'm like, this is not fair. I'm like,
whole thing in business is like, cut out the middleman, right? And the way I see it, the boss is kind of the middleman, like, you're making me go do this work for these people. I mean, they get you the jobs, so that's cool, but my reputation for being somebody that is communicative and shows up on time, and like that's helping me get customers. It doesn't hurt that my wife and mother-in-law are real estate agents and are around people all the time that need handyman work, so that super helps. But that's a whole market there. There's people that are getting ready to sell their homes. They need shit fixed up.
Yep.
And averagely, they're about to come into a bunch of money because they're going to sell their house.
They're ready to spend.
Just like, fix this shit up. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that all being said, is that like, that's not enough to make me fulfilled. And I don't know that I'm going to do art fairs forever. Like, who knows? But for now, it's great.
Wherever the wind blows you.
Yeah, honestly. But I'm not going to front and say that I've like made a ton of money doing this yet. It's like any other business. It just takes time. And I've only been at it for like not even a year and a half yet. Like May of 2024 was my first art fair, and it was at a freaking dog park. And the whole place, it was at an indoor/outdoor dog park, and it smelled like piss and shit. And it was ran okay. I mean, for an indoor/outdoor freaking dog park, but I hope like during like this part right here, you can like throw up a picture of my first. Because I'll send you.
Yeah,
I'll send you that. But yeah. So my first art fair was just all my stuff thrown against the wall, and then each one has gotten better to where I've like seen what other people are doing, like you learn and grow, and now I'm at the point where it's like I'm so close. I'm so close to making it. I can't wait to do episode 25 and be like, it worked!
Yeah. I'm ready for that moment too, buddy. Man, so how do you think like you've changed mentally since making that choice? Like since committing to doing what you want to do? Like what's changed for you there?
I don't know that a lot has changed. I'm still the same like neurotic / my therapist thinks I'm bipolar, so I got a lot of ups and downs all the time, but not like I'm on the spectrum of like bipolarness. So we're looking into that. But that's just to say that it's like I'm the same like driven, ready to go guy that I was when I was doing construction for somebody else. I'm just doing it for myself now, and I guess what has changed is that I've realized my worth, and that is huge.
Yeah, that's big for anybody.
Yeah, a lot of like when I was working around there building homes, like around my hometown building houses. I was making $35 an hour, and I thought that was like top pay I would ever make doing construction or handyman stuff. But a lot of people stay at that forever because they don't believe that they're worth more than that. But what I realized is that I'm worth over double that. I'm worth more than like my skills and my knowledge and my like just good attitude and trustworthiness is worth more than that. So that's what's changed, is that I got some worth, and I know it.
That's good. How different mentally do you feel in the mornings, like when you're waking up now compared to waking up when you were
I don't dread it. I'm excited to get out of bed.
That's good.
Yeah, no, and I feel very great. Like I practice gratitude all the time. I'm very grateful that I have the space, and that I live in a place where I can make a living doing what I want to do. And so I'm excited to get out of bed in the morning and keep growing this thing for me and my family. And it's exciting. I want to raise my kids around these art fairs where they can see these, be exposed to different cultures and different mediums and all these creative people. It seems like the people that raise because I've met a lot of artists that have raised their kids in the art fair scene, and the kids always just seem so well rounded after when they grow up and stuff. Like, I don't know. I think it just does something good for their brains.
Just being around creative people.
Yeah.
Creativity in general.
Absolutely.
Definitely, man. Man, I had gratitude. You said you were practicing or just feeling more great. You're probably one of the most like openly grateful people I know. But you don't just practice it yourself. You're constantly like using your TikTok and stuff, trying to express to others like or what they should be grateful for. You're reading quotes, dropping stuff like all the time on there. Like you're always you're outwardly grateful, not just internally like thinking about what you're counting your blessings.
Yeah.
You're constantly motivating others to do the same, and it spreads.
I want to ask you a question. What are you grateful for right now? like seriously, stop and just take a second and look around you, consider your life, maybe where you were a year ago, maybe where you were like a month ago, and just ask yourself, like, what are you grateful for right now? For me, right now in this moment, I'm on my way to go see my mom. Like, I hung out with her this morning. I don't live near my mom. And I know she watches these videos, so love you, Mom. But just thinking about that, like, there are millions, if not like a billion people in this world that would love to be in my shoes, that would love to go and drive and see their mom, and I don't want to take that for granted. I was driving down the highway on the way to go see her, and I pulled over because I thought about making this video and I didn't want to let it just like escape me. The practice of gratitude in my life has just made such a huge difference, and I just wanted to share this little insight. For me, I set a reminder on my phone 3 times a day to practice gratitude. And sometimes it comes at the most inopportune time, when I'm caught up in myself or caught up, doing something or something's frustrating me. It's like it's hard to find gratitude in those moments, but you can always find something to be grateful for. So today I'm grateful I get to go see my mom.
It's the same with my art, right? Like, the big driver for my art is like conveying messages that have helped me so much in my own life, because I got the mental health issues. And there are certain sayings or teachers that their work is like through the mindfulness and meditation space have made my life a lot easier to navigate, and I don't feel like it's all talked about enough. So conveying that in my art through imagery like Hellboy wrestling a snake, people see that and they're like, or the bright bold colors, and it brings them in, and then it kind of makes you question, like, why is this person laughing in front of a storm or whatever, like, and then it strikes up really good conversations with people. And that's another big reason, like, why I don't just want to do galleries or something, because I went the whole gallery route. I presented my work at several galleries throughout St. Louis, and the gallery scheme, I said the gallery scheme, Freudian slip. The gallery scene is it's just not for me. I mean, you go to a gallery opening and it's packed full of people, and you can't really like move around. But at an art fair, I've got my own little designated space for my own art, and people come into the booth, and if they're attracted to the work, they're going to come into the booth, and if they don't give a shit about it, they're going to keep on walking, and that's great. But then I get to have conversations with these people, and like back in January, where I didn't sell anything the 3 days I was there, I made like $150 in 3 days, and I sold like 3 prints, and I was so stoked to have done that. But what I was really happy about, like, I walked away from that like with my heart just exploding and so full, because I had connected with so many people. Like, that big piece is called "You Are Not Your Thoughts," or no, I wonder what my next thought will be. And with the big wheel and the string art and stuff, it brings the people in, and then you spin the wheel, and they're like, "Oh my god, wow!" And it's like I tell them the name of the piece, and then it just starts these really good conversations. And there were a couple people that were like, I had 2 men, like grown men, in my booth at different points that had connected with that piece so hard that they were crying, and like that was amazing. I just felt so grateful for that. But yeah, being able to connect with humans is a really great thing. So that's another reason I just love art fairs so much. Yeah, I didn't even know what they were until like last year, when I started going to artist meetups around town. So that's one thing that I would suggest for other artists, is like go out and network with other artists, because they will make you hip to other stuff that you had no idea about. Like, I was doing commissions for people, and like then I started going to these artist meetups, and I heard this guy talking about selling at this show and that show, and I'm like, what are these shows? Where?
Yeah. No, it seems to be doing real good for you, man.
I see such potential in it that it's like I work at it as much as I possibly can. Like today I did the handyman stuff, and then I got home about 2:00, and then from like 3:30 ish to like I pushed back our start time for this because I was like, I'm just really into making this grass right now. Like,
no, it's good. You got to. I completely get it. I'm the same way. If I'm doing studio stuff and I'm in a good session, I'm not gonna want to leave the session.
Yeah.
It's my version of like your conversations you're sparking, like you're making those two men emotional, looking at your piece. It's like I imagine similar to the feeling I get when I'm like having those one-on-one moments with artists, because it's more of that for me than anything, like than any of the songs coming out or any of that kind of stuff. I love the one-on-ones sitting in here digging down and where are we pulling this song from, and the really emotional moments where you connect as people it's my bread and butter. So I say I'm like, I got the little coach plaque, and half you guys calling me coach here all the time. But I'm like part-time producer, part-time therapist is what it feels like in here. But I love it. Which is funny because I've always wanted to get to go to college for psychology and get my clinical psychologist degree. So I want to technically be like clinical psychologist so I could be a therapist. But I don't know if I want to do that for work. But I've always been interested in it and want to
different spin on music therapy. A psychologist that puts you in the fucking booth.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of laying you on the couch, I set you in the booth and hit record. I start you over a click, and then however you start talking, I add in different instruments.
It's a beat.
Yeah. And man, that'd be a funny movie or a short film right there. It's giving me all sorts of ideas. Oh man, have you started selling merch and stuff online, or are you just planning on selling them at the shows?
I haven't planned on selling. I just kind of like having my logo on a T-shirt for now.
Well, you got to make some shirts for your shows at least. Just get some people so they can support you.
It depends on the show, right? So a lot of these like fine art fairs are, they have very strict rules for what you can have and what you can't have, and this isn't technically my art.
We'll put the logo on the front and then put prints on the back.
That's a pretty fucking good idea.
Yeah,
I could at least have them on my website. Like I don't have definitely. A website yet, but on so when money is a little bit easier to come by, I just set up my Linktree for the first time, and I'm gonna have like my QR code and my bio and like a picture of me on like this thing that I hang up. But that will certainly be on the Linktree. It's like my website and then merch on the website. But that's just not something I've thrown money at yet.
No, definitely. I will tell you, and anybody watching that's interested in that, I use Printify, and I had zero money up front. I just make the designs and put them on there, and it's made to order. They order it, and it's made, ready to go, and I don't have to do anything. And I've had no problem making stuff, and you can just take photos, the same ones you use for your prints, put them on the back of the shirt, and then put your logo on the front. Bam, there you go. Made to order. They can pick their color, pick their size, all themselves.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I can send you a link to what I use after, and then you can look at my shop and see how it's all set up, so you can see what all you can do. You can put your art on mugs. You can put it on candles. You can put it on coasters. You can put it on. There's so many items on there. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, by the way. I'm just not a paid plug. It's just an honest opinion. It's easy to set up. You have to have a PayPal to get paid out.
Printify, sponsor me.
Yeah. But it works great, man. I love it. So yeah, since we're already plugging, I will probably put the link for the Never Ready merch and all that in the description for this. So
I'll share it with my legions of TikTok followers.
Yeah, let's talk about your TikTok for a minute there, because you've been pretty well diving into that, and it's done good for you.
I just hit 7,000.
That's great, because it was not long ago you were at a couple hundred. It happened quick.
It really did.
You had one piece, or one TikTok really blow up over 200-something thousand, I say really blow up. A lot of people are like millions, but
22 million
for people that's got a couple hundred, couple thousand. That's great. You know? But the most important thing I want to touch on there is it was not a selfish desire post, which is what I think connected with people. You genuinely were just being you and wanting to other people to show their art. And I know you well enough to know you probably looked through every single piece that was commented.
Yeah,
if you had to guess roughly how many people sent art in on comments, if you just had to guess.
Like at least 10,000.
Oof.
And so a lot of people will comment 4 or 5 pieces, and like I've tried my best to go through all of them, but also like creating stuff every day and trying to interact with people on those videos as well. Like some people have gotten lost in the sauce, and some people have. Some people have. Yeah, so it's somewhere around like 12,000 comments at this point, but some people like started giving me some shit for not interacting with people as much as I need to on that post, and it's like, bro, there's 10,000 comments on here. How am I supposed to look through every single one of them? But I do look through as much of them as I can. But it's also like I can only engage so much before I'm on TikTok all day long.
Absolutely.
And
I already get worse too as you get bigger.
I know. So I try to, I try not to. You know how like someone that's trying to quit smoking, but they're like, I only smoke when I drink. And it's like I only open up TikTok to engage with people, and then it's like I'm not actually engaging. I'm just scrolling. So I try to like use it as a tool and not just scroll all the time. But I already use social media more than I want to. But it's a great way to get myself out there. I don't know. I'm putting a lot more effort into it and getting a lot more return out of it. And seeing, oh my gosh, like seeing all these different art accounts, like there are just so many people out there that make such beautiful, amazing stuff. And if making a living off your art is not your jam and you just want to make art, that's beautiful. That's awesome. Maybe even more admirable than trying to go the capitalism route.
You got to make money in today's world. You got to live.
Yeah.
You can just eat your paints, but like, you got to do something.
If going the capitalism route means that I get to be creative for a living, then yeah, let's go.
Absolutely. You got to do something. So if you're going to have a job, do something you love. If you can monetize what you love, you've won.
This is the first thing that I've ever done that feels like a career. Like I've done a lot of jobs, and construction has certainly been a job. But this is the first thing I've ever done that feels like this is my career.
That just the way you said that just hit me. It resonated with me real well because that's exactly how I feel. Just I haven't put it into words of exactly. It's one of those like I don't know what I've got, but I know I've got something, and I have to commit to that. I have to. I'm forever gonna regret it if I don't see it through for what it is. And it may not be like when I got into music, I started for the video stuff because I've always wanted to make movies and all that. Now I'm a producer, and now the thing that brings me the most joy is the actual sitting one-on-one with an artist. Probably to the level of one day, I don't even know if I'll be the full-on mix and mastering engineer for what I'm doing. I do it all now, but I might one day just get to the point where I'm just in here producing with artists, like working on tracks, writing, doing stuff. Who knows? But it changes, and that's where like I don't know what it is I've got, but I know I've got something that I have to see through to the end here. So,
yeah, dude, that's exactly where I'm at with it. Is that like, well, for one, like I've seen it work out so well for some people. I went to this Curiosities and Oddities exhibit, and we might have talked about this last time. I can't remember, but I went to this show. It was an indoor art show of like kind of like weird, not weird is kind of dismissive, but like darker, more emotional art. And some of it was like taxidermy and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I just really like found out what art fairs were and was like getting excited for doing the emerging artist thing. And I walked up to one of the vendors who was like selling all these prints and stuff. And dogs. But I walked up to one of the vendors and I was like, "Hey, man, what you're doing is really inspiring to me, and I think it's awesome that you're out here doing this." And he was like, "You want to see something really inspiring?" And he pulled his phone out, went to his Square account, and showed me his Square account. He was like, "Look, this is the money that I made doing this year," and it said $430,000. And he was like, "I'll hit over 500,000 this year for sure." And he showed me what he had made the year before, and it was like 402,000 or something like that. And I was just like, "Oh my God, that's great." He's like, I travel around, I do this show, and they'd have the Curiosities and Oddities thing all over the country. And I walked out of that place just so inspired, and not like, yeah, the money is cool, but at the same time, it's like these people get to make a living doing what they're passionate about, and not just surviving but thriving. And then when I did the St. Louis Art Fair, which is like one of the biggest art fairs in the country, like the first year, like the emerging artist program is 2 years. The first year is they pair you with different mentors and they show you around like the art fair and how, like the ins and outs, how it works, how people pack their vans and stuff. And then throughout, like, so that's the first year. And then throughout this last year, since last September, we've had several meetings and different like mock juries where like they show you like the selection processes for art fairs, and like we got to sit in on the whole jury process for the show this year. So like I already know a bunch of the artists that are going to be in this year. I knew before most other people did who was going to be in the show, because I got to watch the jurors select like this artist, and they didn't choose this person because this thing was too long. So it really was like such an inside scoop. And they showed me, so like after going that whole trip, I get to sell there this year. And it was dude, it's just I don't have enough good things to say about it. It has been great. And so yeah, I get to do the whole put my art in a van and travel around thing. Like, let's go.
I love how similar it is to the music path, though. It's throw your instruments in a van and we're traveling around thing.
My buddy that does art fairs, he does that was I showed the piece of. So he does like 10 shows in the spring, 10 shows in the fall, and he told me that like he was like, it's just another gig, just like when doing music, it's another gig. You put your stuff in the van and you go and you do your gig, and then after the gig is over, you get paid and you go home.
Some are great, some aren't. It's a gig's a gig. You never know.
Yeah, but I'm like transitioning past the. At first you take every gig you can get because you're just excited to have a gig, but then you learn what gigs work for you, what places don't. Your music works better here than it does over there. So I'm starting to learn to, dude, I went to friggin' Austin, Texas, and it wasn't the right market for my work. And the artists that I went with, they did good, and I did shit.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't hear from you, actually. I almost forgot you even went.
It's because it went shitty. It's because it went bad.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
Like, it was, like, the adventure was okay. I don't have a lot of love for Texas, at least East and Central Texas. I don't really get it. Maybe West and Southwestern Texas really pulls a lot of weight. But as far as, like, Northern and Eastern Texas, I don't get it. Anyway. wasn't scenic. It was flat. It was hot as fuck.
I need to splice in a clip of Sandy Cheeks. What did you say about Texas?
But yeah, so I said yes to life, and that's great. Like I'm glad that I did, because I did learn some things on that trip, but it was a lot of like show selection is a real thing. I have to.
Well, you're new, so you don't know what areas are best for your type of art yet.
No, I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not the Midwest.
No, I was feeling like like I feel like the New Yorkers and all those kind of city vibe cool kids would see your stuff and be like, that needs to be on my wall. You got you're bright, colorful, you know.
We're gonna find the target audience, and once the target audience is found, then it's like zero in on that. You
Definitely.
know? Yeah.
What's like right now? I know you are somebody who's perfectly happy with it, steering directions as you go. But as of this point right now, what would you hope the end goal for? Like, what would you want if you had to do the same thing every year, the same that way that guy does 10 shows spring, 10 shows fall? Like, what would your ideal plan be for your art and your career right now, if you could just from this moment pick?
Yeah, do a certain number of shows a year and know, you know, roughly how it wouldn't be predictable, but know roughly like, you know, I have to do this many prints of, and like this one sells better than this one. This is roughly how many shows I need to do in a year. And then, yeah, the rest of that time is like, if I can do shows in the spring and the fall, and then take the winter and summer to, you know, just to fuck around and make art and hang out with my family, and because my kids will have off in the summer too, right, when they're starting school, so we'll just be able to like go and do. And then the shows part of the allure for art shows for me is that they have them all over the country, so I can grab a camper and put it behind the van.
Man. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, so there are also like, I really want to do artist residencies. So there like, again, all over the country, all over the world, that there are places that will let you stay there for a week or a month, and you can, like, they'll give you a studio space and like you get an exhibition or whatever, and that's a good way to like to travel around. But I honestly want to be making enough money to where I can just like, I don't need to make it a work thing. I can just go, you know. I wouldn't mind living in Europe for a while. Actually, I'm going to Europe in a couple of months to do a little scouting, to see if I maybe want to like move over there.
Nice, that's exciting.
And like what it would take to get me and myself and like my family over there. I'll get some pushback because my kids are loved greatly by the family up here.
Yeah, but you gotta do what's best for you. I feel like if you go to scope it out, you're not gonna want to come back. You're gonna want to move right away.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Probably what's gonna happen. Man.
My only like must do while I'm over there, I'm going to Portugal. Like the only must do while I'm there is surf, and I've always wanted to live in a place where I could be a surfer guy.
Yeah,
and I'm actually like, I'm doing push-ups every day. I'm doing like 30 to 50 push-ups every day, so I can get my chest muscles up, so I can pop up on that board really easily. So
I always wanted to surf too, never had the chance. I've always skated though, so I feel like I'd be able to figure it out. Like,
I love longboarding. Like when I was in college, like I don't do it anymore because it's flat as hell around. And,
I'd love to longboard with you sometime, man.
I don't even own a longboard anymore. I got some. But when I was in school, when I was in college for that brief period of 9 months, that's all I did. That's to get around was longboard, and like just skating down these big hills and stuff was so much fun. And I just I got to imagine that surfing is like that. Or
better. But a lot less worried to fall.
Yeah, if you fall, it's like cool. I mean,
it can hurt. You can mess up, but pretty good. But it's water.
I mean, it's got its dangers like anything else. But
It's a lot more forgiving than pavement.
No one's ever been bit by a shark on a skateboard. I can't say no one, but
it might have happened. you never know.
But way less likely. But go over there and surf, and then after that, it's like, okay, well, fuck everything else. How do we get here?
Well, another question. So, as far as workflow when it comes to doing your shows, do you try to like unveil a new piece at every show, or like as you just do the art as it comes? You're good. You're fine, buddy. You seem like you just go with the flow.
That was a big bite.
You're good.
Yeah, so it's nice to have new pieces at every show. But for now, it's just been like build the body of work. So I found out I decided that I wanted to do art fairs before I had a body of work built. Mm-hmm. I've always been drawn to doing people. Like, I'm not strictly just like a portrait artist, but I depict humans. Like, that's like my jam. Like, I love drawing humans. But I did not have a body of work built up, and I've only like just now got like just enough to like say, yes, this is my body of work. Like, up until now, I've still been showing pieces that I made in high school. And so it's just been like make as much art as I possibly can. And like, that's my plan for wintertime, right? Because that's going to come around. And right, so far it's like make it to October. Like October, I have the first weekend of October. I have one last show, and then that's all I got. I've got another one potentially in November, which will be in Springfield. But I haven't gotten the exception or rejection from that yet. So we'll see.
If you get a show at Springfield, I want to go to that one.
I would love to see you there. I'm excited because Blade is doing the St. Louis Art Fair show.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, he's playing at the St. Louis Art Fair. Where I'll have my whole setup and whatnot. He'll get to see my.
You gonna hop up there with your banjo for one song?
So, I don't know. I'd love to hop up there and play Chapters.
Chapters? I'm sure he'll do it with you. I'm sure he'd love to.
I love that song.
Yeah,
it is a good one. That's a great one. Yeah, I would love to do that. So Blade, if you happen to watch this podcast,
well, I'll tag him in these clips.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're talking to you, Blade, right now. He's gonna crack up.
So yeah, it's just build a body of work. Like that's been the goal. And now that I'm getting there, it's just keep making stuff, because I'm gonna sell some art this fall, and ideally I don't have anything left when it comes to October, and I have to make a whole new body of work, which would be great. I wouldn't mind that at all. I've no kind of like which direction I'm headed with it, so that's pretty cool. But no, I wouldn't say like it's important to unveil a new piece every single time. Like, you don't want to be the guy that's like, I've had the same paintings in the same booth and the same prints for years.
Yeah.
I mean, without adding anything new to it. Like, there are those pieces that I'm going to sell reproductions of forever. You know what I mean? Because this is my intellectual property, and if people like it, they're going to keep liking it. And I had a conversation with another art fair buddy that was like, a writer writes a book and they print that thing 1,000,000 times. And if people like it, they like it, and it doesn't devalue like the original or whatever. They're like with famous artworks or whatever, right? Like, you have the Van Gogh's Starry Night, right? You have that. Making T-shirts of it and putting it on mugs doesn't do anything to devalue the original. Like, the original's still the original. So you can, but yeah, I mean, like, there are there are pieces that'll probably hang out in the print rack for a long time. Mm-hmm. So that's just such an exciting thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see what level you reach by the end, or by the time you make your last piece. Like what's that gonna look like? What if you completely flip it up on us and you're like, 0 color, we're going all black and white by the end?
It's just a 80-foot canvas with one red line through it.
Yeah. Man, I've been itching to do a piece here lately. I haven't done anything in like forever. I did a picture of my stepmom's dog when the dog passed away. I think I showed you that. But that was the first time in like years that I've done anything, and it wasn't like I didn't spend a whole awful lot of time on it. But I've been itching to do a piece here soon, and I'm a big pointillism fan. I want to go get me a quill and like ink, and not just a pen. Do it old school. Because my first pointillism I ever did was quill and ink, and I loved it. It came out. It was one of the nicest pieces I've ever done. And then
I don't have the fucking patience for that.
I love it.
It's
dots. It's all dots.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But that first piece I did was literally like this big. The next pointillism piece I did was like this big. It was a big old guy, and that one took forever. I don't even think I fully finished it before like the school year ended when I was doing them.
I love making big pieces because it's just like, I don't know, commands attention, and I'm a big dude. I like to move around a bunch, you know. Like, it's fun to do.
I love your You Are Not Your Thoughts one because it's mixed medium. You know, you mixed a little bit of your construction, and watching the video on your TikTok of you actually putting that together was very interesting because I didn't realize you had like done the 2 parts and put them, you know, thrown the 2 sides together of the art, or had to piece it all together the way you did. I assumed it was all kind of just one big thing, but it's nice.
I love making those 3D pieces. Like so I've been focusing on building the body of work, right? And that one piece took me. That's why the price tag is $20,000 on it, because you know I'm okay with it. It just commands so much attention. Mm-hmm. It brings people in, and if you want to buy it, like that's what it's worth. And but yeah, it's like blends my creativity on both the construction side and the art side. And I have ideas for other 3D pieces that I want to make that I'll probably make another couple over the winter. But it's make as much art as possible and build up a body of work to where I have enough to show at art fairs and like sell my prints and you know, if somebody wants to buy the originals, great, awesome. If not, I'm gonna sell prints of them and sick. But yeah, it's giving myself a little more time to make the more experimental pieces and stuff is where I'm headed with it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that piece was the first one that when I saw the completed one, I was like, Funk made that? Because like I know the art style well at this point. I remember you drew the Ram Dass one here, or no, what was it, Ram Dass, or was it the
Alan Watts guy? One?
Maybe. You did it right here in the living room. I think I gave you paper. Or either I gave you. It
might have been
a whole bundle of fucking like old pastel things I've just had forever.
You gave me that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So yeah, Ram Dass was on that paper, and his guru Neem Karoli Baba was on it. The smiling Indian guy.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's funny that he's such a specific person. Like a lot of people know who Ram Dass was, but let me rephrase that. Not a lot of people know who Ram Dass was, and even less people know who Neem Karoli Baba was. And so I don't even sell that piece. I just have him in my print rack. And when somebody is like, oh my gosh, that's Neem Karoli Baba, I just give it to him.
Nice.
Because it's me and that person have already connected.
Yeah.
And it just brings a smile to their face, like giving them that piece specifically. Like
that's awesome.
I sold one to somebody, and it just almost didn't even feel right to sell that piece to somebody, to sell that print to someone. So So yeah, now when somebody knows who that is, I just give it to them.
No, that's a beautiful thing. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's one really fun thing at these shows is like this artist likes my stuff. Well, I like your stuff. Like, let's trade some prints. Mm-hmm. So like I do make some trades with people. Like I traded a print for a couple of books the other day at this event that I did. This lady was an author, and she gifted me the books because she's just a sweetheart. And I was like, go over there and pick you out a print right now. But then there are some people that it's like, we just talk. I don't know. I like to give out my prints because it's like not like they cost me too much to just give away. Yeah. But I enjoy gifting them to people, and sometimes it's like you got to realize that the more you give in a situation, like the more you will get in return. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so I've started asking myself, like, what can I do to serve somebody in this situation, or what? Like, because not only does it like help them, it also helps me out. Like letting go of the tightness and the holding on to everything. Like if I got a $10 bill in my wallet and this person is trying to pay for like $2 of gas, I'm like, no, dude, take this. Like, I don't know. It brings me so much, like joy to help out other people too. So
definitely, you've always been a people person.
I am a people. I am a people.
What do you think's been your favorite interaction at one of these art fairs or art shows?
The dudes crying was pretty cool. That sounds a little bit weird to say, but
I loved watching those two guys cry.
But just making that deep connection because it hit them somewhere down inside of them. And so like the other artists really make it because we're all there, we're all doing the same thing, and it's like I did a show on my birthday, which is July 11th, right? It was just an evening show, but I showed up at 2:00, and that's when you could start setting up and whatnot. And I brought water and a big thing of watermelon and like a cooler full of ice, and like put the watermelon on ice and stuff. And one of my friends, she's dying in the heat, like we're both just sweating and gross. And I got set up to a certain point, and then I grabbed the watermelon out of the cooler and I walked over to her booth and just like, here, eat this. And just seeing her smile and like those interactions like that, like load in and setup is great for especially the artists that travel all over the country. It's like a family reunion, kind of like a community reunion kind of a thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, so those interactions are great, like meeting new artists, connecting with them. I almost hate to say networking, but it is networking. But at the same time, it's like it's a ton of fun.
Well, it's hard to label doing what you love as work, but it's work.
Like it is work.
You do what you love.
I need a fucking break from my work because I'm after this, I'm gonna get my backpacking stuff together because I'm going to Tom Sauk State Park this weekend, and I'm gonna go do a little solo trip because I'm a little overworked and underplayed right now. I've been doing a lot of like either just work all day on my art stuff, or if I have to do construction stuff in a day, I'll try to wake up early and do some artwork before constructy things happen. Or just like work on it when I get home or whatever. But yeah, it's crunch time before these shows, and I want to give myself the best chance to succeed at them. So I've been trying to put a lot of work into it, and it's starting to show. Like I said, I have 13 pieces that they all take time to make because I don't rush through them. Because I've gotten a lot out of the non-forcing of things. And so in Taoism, there's a concept or a thing called Wu Wei, which translates to like effortless action or non-action or like non-forcing. So the more you force something to happen, like the less quality goes into it. So when I'm not feeling it, I mean, I'm sure like on let me check my battery real quick. Okay, I got 38%. So I'm gonna have to grab a charger.
49.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I'm working on an art piece, and I'm sure you know this with working on a song, like and mixing and mastering and stuff, but like you get to a certain point where you start going cross-eyed, and even if you have time to keep working on it, the quality just goes downhill.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it, or if it's just not the right time to make it. So I've got like I get more. Sometimes it's funny how it happens. Like you walk away for a while, and even for the day, and then you come back and you're able to do twice as good in less time. So I've gotten a lot out of like the be a little patient, don't force this thing to happen, let go of the outcome. Like you want to have this done by tomorrow, and you have the time to do it, but the world's not going to end if you don't get it done by this amount of time. So like let go of the outcome. Let it happen.
I get that.
It seems to be serving me pretty well so far.
Yeah, I recently have been dealing with a lot of the same idea. Having a baby coming up and everything. From the moment I found out, like to now, I dove so hard into work. I really almost kind of like overstretched myself, because I turned this thing that I had loved doing for a long time into like pressure. If like now I want to get so much done, and I think I like way overstretched myself, because like for those that have actually like kept up with my podcast, the last episode I said I was going to try to do a song a day for the next month, and I probably got like 4 songs in that time. But I also had like 6 podcasts to get clips of still. I had 2 podcasts to film and do. I have studio time still to do. I have all my baby doctor's appointments. I had to fix my car and get my car legal. I'm working on finding a place to live, getting a second job on top of the studio stuff. I've had a lot going on, and putting so much more on my plate. Like this calendar, it's actually, I haven't changed it. It's from last month. It is so full of like 3 or 4 different things to do every day, on top of dealing with like everything, picking up and taking my old lady to her job, and all that, on top of fitting everything in here, and then trying to get clients into the studio at the same time. I stretched myself so thin, and so much to the point where it ended up blowing up in my face. And for like the last probably like 3 weeks or so, I haven't done much at all when it comes to doing this. But it's doing me really well, because honestly I've spent a lot more time with my wife, which is good, because now that I'm about to have 2 jobs and I'm having a baby coming, we're going to spend a whole lot less time together, and we both know that. So we've kind of been enjoying this, spending a little bit of time together, playing games together and stuff that like we're not going to have a whole lot of time to do here soon. So it's been good, and like we've really been enjoying it. But I that was like too much good stuff is bad stuff, like I pushed myself too much into this to the point where I've kind of had to step away, or I was going to start to completely resent what I'm doing every day and be like, I don't want to do this anymore, because it's too much stress and pressure. But now I'm feeling better. Now the car's good and going. That's one less thing to worry about. You
got to step away for a bit for you to just make sure that you're still appreciating what you're doing.
Absolutely. And it makes you want to do it more. Like I went from being like, I got to write a song every morning, and only doing it for a few mornings in a row, to the point of like, I'm kind of having the feeling again. I'm like, man, I'm kind of ready to get in here and write a song, which is better. It's going to push me to create more quality stuff.
To make meaningful art, you have to live a meaningful life. You can't just fucking work all the time.
I've always known myself well enough and told everybody, like, my whole life that I know myself well enough to know if I am thinking about doing something, it's only a matter of time. Like, I might not do it right away. I'm like, I might talk about this, like, I'm going to do this. It might be a few weeks, might be a few months, but I will end up doing it. And I've always just kind of trusted myself on that of like, no, I got this song idea or whatever it may be. Your snake piece, you knew you wanted to do that for a while. It took a while, but by the time you got to it, you're like, oh, here you are, you did it. It's damn near done. I've always just kind of trusted myself that way of knowing that, like, I will do it when it's the right time to do it. But I feel like the pressure of, like, I have a baby on the way recently has caused me to kind of forego and just ignore my natural, like, want and ability to do this stuff and try to force it out of myself, which hasn't done great, for me. I can't force myself to do the things that I'm not, like, creatively ready to do.
Sometimes the right time is as quickly as you possibly can, and sometimes the right time is a few months from now. And just I have ideas for pieces that I know are going to be sick, but it's just not quite the right time for it yet.
I have full movie concepts and most of scripts written out for stuff that I know it will probably be years before I get to do it. But I'm just waiting because, like, if I go do it now, it's going to be crap. I'm just going to, like, rip it out and force it to happen. I'm like, I'll just kind of wait until I have the means at the time. But I need to get back to, and I'm working on doing that right now, getting back to not rushing myself with everything. Just, it'll happen.
Effortless action is a good way to put that.
Yeah. That's
not like non-forcing. It doesn't mean that you just don't do anything anymore. Just you don't get so stressed out and you don't try to force things so hard.
Part of my personal problem is, like, once I start feeling like I'm slacking, I'll beat myself up about it, which, funny enough, ends up causing me to slack more. Because it's like it's one of those. It's like when you're dieting, or say I was fasting for the day. Once I've been, like, broke my fast and, like, I messed up, I ate this banana. Now it's like, all right, for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna eat a whole bunch of food because I've already messed up. It's like that idea with slacking, or with not, like, when it's like, man, I was supposed to write a song every day for the month and I missed that first day. Now I'm just not gonna write one for the rest of the month, which is bad. It's a bad thing for myself, but I know it all comes from me just trying to force myself to do things. Like, I have the discipline to do things, and I've always been a fairly disciplined person. But I'm learning now that, like, even my discipline has limits. If I schedule out my entire day by every hour, like I try to do, if I make that day too complex, I'm not gonna want to do it. So I have to set myself up with, like, a day that I'm still highly productive, but I'm not overstretching myself,
Yeah. My biggest thing is the thing that I have the most trouble with is resting. So, like, I am disciplined and like, so if somebody comments on my ambition, like, I have family members who are like, man, you're ambitious as hell. Like, I admire that about you. I'm like, it's terminal. I'm ambitious to a fault sometimes, where it's like,
same.
If I don't feel like I've earned it, then I can't relax. And even if I do, like, sit down, like, I can't sit down and watch fucking TV unless I'm about to go to sleep, because I just am, like, my body doesn't sit well. So I've started playing video games again. And playing video games has helped me to relax a little bit, because I'm, like, immersed in a thing.
What have you been playing?
I just finished 2018 God of War.
Nice.
That's so good. Nice. I'm about to start. I gotta kill some more Valkyries.
Did you play the whole thing, like, all the way through Ragnarok, or have you not?
No, I haven't done Ragnarok yet.
Okay, I played the first one. I haven't played Ragnarok yet.
Yeah. So I got a PlayStation 5 recently for my birthday.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. No, lucky as hell. Yeah. I wanted to play. my sister and my little brother and I don't get to hang out too often. So I wanted to get us all together and play some games. So they each have PCs. Like my sister, her husband, and my little brother all play Helldivers 2. And I was like, yeah, let's go. I'll download it tonight. And then I couldn't get it for PlayStation 4. And I was really bummed because like trying to like play PS4 games with PCs, like just not a lot you can do. But there's a bunch you can play PS5 and PC. And so my sister and my little brother and my mom all got together for my birthday and got me one.
Nice.
And it's great. So yeah, it came with a PlayStation Plus membership for 2 years.
Lots of games there.
So many games, so many free games, and you can stream games, which is a thing that I didn't know about. And
I had it for years,
dope.
dude. That's actually funny enough that you mentioned that. I have Xbox now, but when I had my PS4, I had PlayStation Plus, and I started playing the game called Greedfall that was free on there. And funny enough, it was just like $7 on sale on the Xbox store the other day, and that's what I'm playing right now because I just saw that. And again, I was like, I ain't played that since I had a PlayStation and tried it for. I never got to beat it because I ended up moving where I didn't have internet, so I couldn't like keep playing it.
Did you ever have like a game that you were playing when you were younger that you never finished that you won't ever be able to finish because you just don't have that console anymore?
Okay, well, I will say yes, I know exactly what you mean, but a couple years back, I don't have it now because it ended up getting stolen, but I went and bought a PS2 and bought all the old games I used to have as a kid and replayed pretty much all of them. It was like 2017, 2018. I bought all that kind of stuff, and then it was when I lived in Springfield, and then it ended up getting stolen out of my house. So that sucked. But that feeling, because I had so many games that I had never, like, Kingdom Hearts is, like, I literally have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo, and it was one, I have two of them, actually, but it was one that, as a kid, I had the first game, and I didn't have a memory card for my PlayStation, so every morning me and my brother would turn it on, and we'd play through the intro, and we'd get as far as we possibly could until my mom woke up and took the TV from us in the living room. And then we'd start over the next day. So as a kid, I never got to play through that. And then when I bought the PlayStation 2, I went and bought the first one, and then I bought the second one. And then now they've remastered them and put them all on. Like, I have them on my PS3. I have them on my... I don't have them on my Xbox. I do have them on PlayStation 4 if I had one. But I paid for them in the store. But you can get them all on new stuff now. But that was the big one, man. Like, I itched and longed for that game because I was like, I want to know how it ends as a kid.
Dude, I think that game for me that I never got to finish was called Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, dude. Was it the Sands of Time one, or like from the movie, or was it because there's multiple Prince of Persia games?
Is it really?
Yeah.
I only ever played one of them.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
You should watch the movie, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Jake Gyllenhaal is Prince of Persia.
Oh, shit.
Dude,
true?
It's a Disney movie. Yeah, you'll love it, dude. It's great.
Heard.
Yeah.
But then just like, I played it through till this one part, and I was like stuck in this room, and I couldn't get out of it. And there's no like, how do you get out of this room? You know what I mean? Like,
I used to text Cha-Cha. You remember that? Where you could text Cha-Cha and ask whatever. I used to ask it random questions or like ask it for GTA cheats, and it would give you the cheats.
That's
it was great. Man, some video game person seeing this is going to be like, I know exactly what Prince of Persia room you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's right. Because I got stuck and never made it out, and then finally I was just like, screw it, I'm not playing anymore. And like, I'm sure if I Googled right now, like, I could probably find the game.
Yeah.
And be able to play it, but yeah, LOL. We kind of deviated on video games. But that's cool. It feels like it has actually given me a way to be excited about relaxing. Like,
it's been kind of the main thing I've used to spend more time with my wife, funny enough, and to kind of decompress from the fact that I've overextended myself on a lot of the studio stuff.
Well, work is right there too. You know what I mean? Like, for you, like, it's like you're in the camper out back.
Yeah,
like,
I gotta walk up to the studio,
right up in there, and be at work. For me, like, it's like downstairs calls to me like the Green Goblin mask,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And if I'm not down here making stuff, then sometimes I feel a little bit like maybe I should just go back downstairs and make art.
Yeah, I kind of started beating myself up. Like one thing recently I've been a little upset about is the past few times I've had an artist or like the same artist in here and I'm showing them beats. I'm like, it's kind of the same exact beats. Like maybe have one new one. I haven't been like I used to make like 3 or 4 a day just to do it because I was learning how to do it. And
right
now that I kind of know how to make beats, and a lot of times I sit with an artist and make the beats like right here in the moment. And kind of just try to formulate it around whatever they're wanting. We'll find instruments they like with the MIDI, and then once we find instruments they like, we'll either lay down some drum stuff if they're a rapper, or try to find a melody, or I'll have Blade come in here and play some guitar until they find something. But so as I've gotten better about that, I've like slowed down on making beats. But man, I've been kicking myself here lately because I'm like, I need to make some beats. That would also help me be inspired to make songs because like. I have some beats that I like that I'm like, this one is a fire. Like I'm gonna write something on this and it's gonna be great. But I'll sit on those for so long, and I'm like, I just don't know what to write on this. But on the days that I make beats, I usually make 3 or 4 like at the same time, because as I'm working on one, I'm like, all right, this sounds kind of cool. I'll go start something else. And then when I come back to this one, I'm like, that sounded either like ass or like it could use this. Or, it helps you kind of come back and forth. But on those days when I make 3 or 4 beats, usually one of them I end up making a song on because it just all came from that moment. So with me writing less than I should right now, I feel like a big part of that personally is because I keep going and listening to the exact same beats and expecting to be more inspired with words that I have not been inspired with. Yeah. So I need to get in here and just spend a couple days of honestly just making beats again to kind of force myself back into the studio. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like saying I haven't done jack shit, but I have not done as much as as full as my calendar was. I didn't do anything close to that.
Well, it's like, you know how like you spend too much time with anything that you love, you need a break from it. Mm-hmm. Like Lisa and I hang out a lot. Like we're always together, but every once in a while we need a little break so you can come back and it'd be more meaningful. You know, absolutely. So like, there's no shame in, because there's that saying that it's like, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I feel like the people that say that work for somebody fucking else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because anything that you have a responsibility towards, you might not be feeling motivated one day. Even though you're disciplined and you're doing it, at some point, you will catch yourself going through the motions. Mm-hmm. I've worked at places that were vacation spots that were beautiful, and I loved what I was doing. But then there were certain days where it's like, I kind of wish I was somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. Like it's sure as hell, like being creative for a living is sure as hell better than working some corporate job. Mm-hmm. Do you know who Wax is? The rapper?
I don't.
He has a bar in one of his songs that I like to listen to it driving down the highway. He goes, "If you don't love this shit, then you should fucking quit." And I don't know, something about that just hits so hard.
You know, what's funny, something you just made me think of asking if because so often, which is just so ironic for me, or to me, because like it's part of why I say I'm not a rapper, because like I just make music for fun. I rap because I'm not a great singer, so I'll make some rap songs, but I like making music just because it's fun. But my wife, like, Taylor, she listens to so much harder rap than me. Yeah. It's funny, we're like the polar opposite. She'll be like bumping like Flatbush Zombies or some rap stuff, some more underground level rap stuff, and then I'm like listening to Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter. But I mean, I listen to a bunch of rap too, but I mean, I listen to literally everything across the board. But also, we were just talking about it literally like yesterday that I think I've kind of realized that the primary genre of artist I'd like to work with is like female singer-songwriters or female pop singers.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite type of thing to sit in here and want to make. And that all spurred from talking with my wife about how not a single thing in this world makes me want to write a song more than if I listen to multiple Halsey songs back to back. If I just bump some Halsey songs for a while, every single time, it's like after a few songs, like something in some of her music makes me want to go up to the studio and write something. So it's like every time, like on days that I do want to get in here and write something, I usually will bump some of her stuff beforehand just to like kind of get it, it gets me excited. But I think that it's made me kind of realize that I think that's the area. One day, if everything goes my way, I'll probably be more like the Jack Antonoff, kind of like working with the Sabrinas and the Taylor Swifts and the Halseys, all those kind of, or whoever it is by the time I come up there. But I think that's the area of music. But that's even more so what I mean of like, I don't know exactly what I got or where I'm going with what my creativity is. I thought I was going to make videos. Then I became a producer. I was working on Blade's Southern rock stuff and doing all this kind of stuff. I'm making rap music myself, but I'm thinking throughout all this, I've kind of learned that I think I want to work with like the Chappell Roans and that style of music. Like that's kind of what speaks to me more on the creative side. Like I love all music.
Timelines are crazy.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
When I was 20 years old, 19, 20, 21-ish, I was like, I got it figured out. I'm going to own this campground that I'm working at, and then that's my life. And well, then that didn't happen, and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to travel forever and live in a camper forever. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm a musician and I'm gonna do this music thing forever, and now I've got this art thing going, and it's like, this is amazing. I want to do this forever, and who knows? Like, this is gonna change. That's why I'm not like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I've fallen into that trap before, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for like long term, but I know this is what's gonna be going for the next however long till
know what I'm doing now.
I know what I'm doing now, and I know how I'm gonna make it work. You know what I mean? Like, situations have changed. I'm just timelines are funny, man. Man, like I'm not like a very religious person, but there's a saying that goes, "Man plans, God laughs," and I resonate with that hard because. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what wrench is going to get thrown in your path, at all.
Yeah, the campground that I was in line to own might be mine at this point if it didn't flood in 2017. It flooded and half of it washed away, like the whole thing washed away, and who knows? I might still be living down there working at that same campground. I might have never seen the Grand Canyon. I might have never hiked the Appalachian Trail, and I might have, I might not have my daughter. I might have a freaking 6-year-old by now.
Yeah.
At that, you never know.
You have absolutely no idea what's coming ever.
Yeah, no, but I'm excited about where things are going now. Not everybody has the direction in their life, and for a long time I didn't have any direction in my life. And when I didn't have direction, we bought the camper and we took off, and that was our direction, was not having direction. So let's at least go see some stuff. And now that I have direction, it's like, it feels less like there's the analogy of like, you put a ship out to sea with no course and no maps, and you're gonna end up washed up on a beach somewhere or sink. But if you put a ship on the water with like a dedicated, hardworking crew that knows where they're going and knows what part they play, then you're gonna get there. And that helps me to keep going a lot, is that like, I've got this direction, I know where I'm headed, and all I got to do is just keep sailing along, and I'll get there eventually. And that's really reassuring.
Definitely. Like we're here. end goes here. It's not like this, like you think it would be. It's
not
like
linear. No. Yeah.
You even go back a little bit, and then you get.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but it's a crazy course,
Yeah.
But you just gotta enjoy it.
I was showing somebody. One of my granny's friends came to visit the other day. She had we had never met. She had never seen my art before, and I was just like, oh, and I have this piece, and I have this piece, and here's one that I did, and I have this piece, and I have this piece, and I kind of like had to step back and was like, it's happening. Mm-hmm. I mean, things are happening, and that's pretty freaking cool.
I know. I do the same thing to the point of like, it feels like just yesterday that I hopped on phone call with Tara. It was like first thing I ever put out, and then after that it was like a month later I dropped Bored, like my first song. It was mine, and now it's been like a few years. I've got over 20 songs that are mine out. I've got like over 80 songs that are just Never Ready Productions produced. Got over like 50,000 streams all around, and that's just like we're still really early in the journey,
Oh yeah.
And it's like next thing you know, you'll be like, we're over 100,000 streams now, awesome. And the next thing you know, it's like we reached our first 1 million streams, And it just keeps climbing as long as you keep putting in the work. You just got to enjoy the process.
I think of Russ. You know what I mean when it comes to stuff like that.
Read
like,
his book yet?
It's a couple times. Dude's got over 500 songs, and I watch his TikToks.
Catalog, man, same.
Yeah,
it's your art and my music catalog. Build that catalog. Keep building.
Yeah, art is whereas like music, like you own the masters, and then you make you got your studio in the house, and you own your masters and stuff, and art is a little bit different in that like the goal is to kind of sell the original, or to
But then you basically own the publishing still because you own the prints, and you can print it and put it on merch until time ends.
Yeah, till forever.
So you still own that's your master. You own the like scan of like, I own what this is, but you might be able to buy the first CD. The only CD we ever made is the actual hard, Yeah. But you still own the image itself,
Right.
So you can still use it for as much as you want.
So yeah, it's good stuff. I'm excited for where we're headed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And having a clear and sober mind is elevating me further forward as well. So I would like to encourage anybody that's struggling with any kind of addiction to just let them know that there is a way to make it work where you can be sober and figure that out. Because the reward for it is great. Like mental clarity is worth more than any drug. I feel more and more like Hank Hill quite often. It's like, why would anybody do drugs when they could just mow lawn?
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad it's working out for you.
I'm happy too, because it's certainly not been easy. I mean, when you become when you like just like making the work is only part of the battle. You making the songs and putting them out is only part of the battle, or making the art. That's the fun part. Then making everything else happen is work. So there's a difference between like a working artist and just an artist. Like all artists,
hobbyist at that point. It's just
all art is valid because it's something that you seek to express that came out in a unique way because you expressed it, and that's great. I will never dog on anybody else's work, but it is also work to make it your job or to make it your career. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I understand why people don't, why they don't want to mix those two things. But,
I was in that mindset too. You know, I had a job and I didn't want to make it my thing until I saw it. But then it's like, are you not wanting to make it your thing because you don't believe in yourself, or are you genuinely happy with where you're at?
Yeah, you might. I feel like most people are just a little bit scared. A little scared it's not going to work. They're not going to be able to do it or whatever.
I 100% agree with that, and I feel like a lot of people aren't delusional enough to believe that they can make that happen.
Mm-hmm. That's another Russ thing there. He says a lot, which I completely agree with. You have to be delusional. You have to know where you're going and who you are before anybody else does, which is what I've told Blade since because I reference him in like freaking every episode, but he's my main person I started doing all this with. So for those of you watching, that's why I'm always saying it. Like, I've told him since the day we started, and then I've extended it to telling it to everybody I work with. Like, not a single person in this world is going to believe you're the rock star if you don't believe it first. Nobody's going to believe you're a true, genuine artist if you're not like, I'm a fucking artist, and I know it to my core. It's who I am and what I am. You know, you have to believe it first. You got to be delusional until it's... Mr. Beast said it, actually. He's like, you're only crazy until it works. You know,
damn right.
Everyone thinks you're the crazy guy here, but then when it works... all that delusion paid off. It was genuine. You were right. You know.
Yeah. No, I posting TikToks every day is only silly until you have a bunch of money in your bank account from doing it. You know,
or even before that, until you start doing it every day, and now you've gained thousands of followers.
Yeah.
Like, you visually can see like, oh, there's a benefit to doing this, and even imagine if every one of those 7,000 people bought one of your prints. You're probably good for like the fucking year. You're like, I'll sell prints again next year.
That's part of the reason why I'm putting so much into my social media is because I wanna sell prints while I sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And after I started saying that I wanna sell prints while I sleep, I sold a print while I slept. You know, I've so far through my TikTok shop have sold one print. But hey, you gotta fucking start somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta take that first step.
Mm-hmm.
And that I only started doing that like a couple of months ago, where I started being really consistent about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's just grown fast. There are some people that are like, I post 120 videos a day. Get on my level. I'm not gonna do that.
Nope. I try to post like 2 or 3 a day, but that's on every platform. That's a lot. And that's another one of those things, like I was diving really hard in. I was killing it for a while. And then once I started slacking, it's like I started slacking everywhere. I just got too burnt out, which, again, I was stretching myself too thin, trying to do everything. So, like, just, like, for the, you know, again, this whole podcast is a mental, like, motivational, like, why mentally, what goes into being this creative person. So, like, just for anyone listening, like, you can know, like, you're not always going to feel great. And, like, it's okay to either slow down, sometimes speed up, sometimes take a break, sometimes have one of those fucking days where you're like, I have worked 24 hours straight because I've been so in the zone. That's fine. And then the next 3 weeks, you're like, I haven't felt like doing it. That's okay. Yeah. You're going to have times. It takes a level of discipline and staying on consistent. But you also have to listen to your body and know what you're like. Your brain has its own agenda when it comes to a lot of this, and sometimes you have to listen to it, not just make it listen to you.
It's also okay to keep a day job.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's what I'm working towards doing now, getting a second or a day job on top of this.
Another like emerging artist program thing. They did a panel discussion of experienced art fair artists that had been doing it for 20, 30 years or whatever. And the one thing that one of them said is, like, you guys are just starting out. Like, it's okay to have a day job. Like, I know you just want to quit your job and you just want to do this full time, but until you can make that happen, like, it is okay to have a day job. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people, like, they want so badly just to quit their day job. And I was able to quit my day job because I started my own business. But that's only because I spent, you know, it's hard to quantify the amount of time that I've spent doing my trade because I have done it since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I just say 10 years experience. Like, I have the experience of somebody that has done it every day for 10 years, spread out over 20 years, because I started when I was 8. Mm-hmm. I'm 29, so 21 years. or whatever. But I'm able to not have a 9 to 5 because I have a trade, but I had to work really hard to get to where I'm at mentally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want people to know that like it is okay to have your day job. I mean, you might be working 9 to 5, but at least you're still alive.
And like, there's multiple routes. Like my route, I haven't had a day job in probably like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
But that's not just to say like it came like, hey, I want to do music now, I'm quitting my job. It came with a lot of sacrifices and had to be prepared for a lot of things. I just now I have my own vehicle again. I've had to rely on using somebody else's vehicle. And a lot of not just that, there's a lot of things. Like I've lived at Blade's house for years now, and then I ended up buying the RV from you, and now I have the RV and everything. So me and my wife had to make quite a bit of sacrifices in order to make the commitment to not having a day job and doing this. And it's not like for the people out there that want to just quit their job and jump right into whatever they're doing. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. Like I've been going at this for 3 years and still not making enough money to fully make it my main support net thing, Also, I mean, a lot of that contributes to like where I'm living, unless I want to do a lot more online work, which isn't my bread and butter. That means more like I'm the mixer guy. I want to work with people.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Hey, baby.
Hello.
Can you say hi?
Hi. No, but just for the people listening, I'm just saying, like, I was able to quit my job.
Hold on.
You're good, man.
Are you asking for me because you want me to change your butt? She said, okay. We have to pause.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's gratitude time. What are you grateful for right now?
Oh, man, I have a child on the way that is, everything looks, we just did an ultrasound the other day. Everything's great, perfect, looking awesome. No problems. Everything looks good. I'm real grateful for that. Real excited to meet my son.
That's awesome, dude. I've been a lot of places and I've done a lot of shit in my short time here on Earth, but nothing compares to seeing my daughter be born. Like,
I'm
so
excited.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. She's great. I mean, they're kids are challenging for sure, but it's great. Being a dad is awesome. Yeah. And your kids are lucky because you and her seem like you're a pretty good team, and Lacey and I, we're both children of divorce, right?
Same.
Both have a mountain of trauma from all that stuff. And we were together for 7 years before we decided we wanted to get married. And it took us like 8 years to, realize that we wanted to have kids. Mm-hmm. But we just really wanted to make sure that we liked each other first.
Yeah. No, I get that. I remember it's ingrained in my brain. My psychology teacher in high school telling my class that the part of your brain that makes long-term decisions isn't fully developed until you're about 24, 25. So I remember from literally that moment, I decided I wasn't having kids or getting married until I was at least 25. And it was a couple months after I turned 25 that I asked Taylor to marry me. Because I did wait.
Well, I still like you.
Yep. Apparently, I'm going to like you. My brain has developed enough to decide that. But we stuck that out. But also, the same thing. We're both children of divorce. Neither of our parents are together.
I genuinely believe that my parents did the best that they could with what they had and the information that they had been given. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I there's a lot more new information out there now. So I like we're doing the not gentle parenting thing. I wouldn't call it that, but like I'm not spanking my daughter. At least I don't think I'm gonna ever really have to, because I want her to be able to process her emotions and like deal with shit, and like I don't know. Can't say never, but I've got a lot more compassion and patience for kids whenever my daughter was born, because I'm like, man, that's someone's kid. Like that's someone's everything in the world. Like, you know, they're just little bitty and they're trying to figure it out, and they got these little bodies and these big emotions, and they're just trying to figure out how to human. It's my kid is in person training. And it's my responsibility to be the adult that can. Sorry, it's my responsibility to be the adult that doesn't like fly off the handle when they do.
Yeah, and we gotta kind of sometimes step back and remember that all the little ones are being trained by big ones that still half the time don't know what they're doing. Like I remember as a child still thinking like what the image of a real adult was, and then like like you think there's like real adults, so like one day you become a real adult, and now that I'm a real adult, I'm like I feel exactly the same way I did as a little kid. I just know more shit. Like I not like what do you mean? Like now when I'm looking and talking to the little kids, like even just Blade's kids here, like I know they're thinking of me as like the adult, but like when I'm around thinking about with the other adults, I'm like I'm the fun Uncle Studio Blake hanging out in the cousin, like, or hanging out in the studio, like, let's smoke a joint and make some rap songs guy. So, like, two other adults, like, there's a different perception there. But as a kid, you're like, adults are, like, this thing that exists. And once you become one, you realize, like, there are no real adults. Like, that's not a real thing. So we're all just, like, teaching kids as kids,
Yeah, the one thing about adulthood is that like everybody's winging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's subject to change given new information. So, I am grateful for having the time to have this conversation with you, because
absolutely, man.
I'm grateful for any time me and you get to chop it up for a long time, because we're pretty good at that.
Yeah, every time we talk, for people that don't know, we had a whole like 30-minute or longer phone conversation earlier today before we even started.
Oh yeah,
just about how we were gonna do this. Like it just happens. Last time we ended up talking, we talked for like 3 hours. We were doing some stuff on a porch.
We've got a lot of parallels in our life, right?
We do.
Both of us are creative and ambitious, and we're doing the social media trip and. Ambitious business-minded people. Like I know you had your own like handyman construction tile thing going for a little while, and but yeah, no, I'm grateful for getting to chit chat with you, man. I admire the shit out of you, because you had the gumption before any of us did to do your damn thing. And you helped inspire Blade and me and Tara, and we're all better to have our lives are all better with you in it. So
I appreciate you saying that. Especially
hell yeah, brother.
Because you're definitely somebody that I'd say I aspire to be more like. So it's good to hear you say stuff like that. I appreciate it.
Oh man.
You radiate a certain level of energy that is very hard to match. And well, you can't try. You can't go into a try. You just got to be yourself. But
yeah,
it's you walk into a room and everyone knows you're there, bud.
Man, appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's you're a good guy. I'm better for having known you.
Hey, we're friends.
Yeah. Before we continue down our just whatever we talk about, video games, random bullshit, being friends, kissing each other's asses a little bit. We could dive into the end point of this for the viewers, because we could trail on all day. Like I asked you in the first time, or you did this, what would you say to somebody who's caught in that state of never being ready to commit to themselves and their passions?
But just believe in yourself. You really enjoy doing something and you want to make it a whole thing, then just get it started. Start somewhere and then building like one piece at a time. And remember, the small wins are still wins. Because it's easy to get so caught up in the big picture. Like, I'm a kind of a big picture person and don't necessarily fret the details of things. And in that, I can kind of like look past the smaller wins. I still celebrate the small wins, but yeah, there's a saying that goes, I think it was like a Henry Ford saying. It was like, you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to mindset. Like 100% is mindset. If you believe 100% that you can do this thing and nothing is going to stop you no matter what, and you're going to keep going until it works out, it's going to work out eventually. It's how much can you I hate to say suffer, but that just like from my through hike, like that's one thing
that's willing to endure.
Yeah, dude, because your body gets used to it. Your body gets used to doing the, whatever you're doing, and the new wears off eventually, and you have to choose to stick with it or to, there's no failure. There's only feedback. So that's another thing. Different artists told me recently. It's like you don't fail. You just get some feedback, and then you keep growing and keep moving on. And
that's correct.
Yeah, you like, I didn't fail as a commission-based portrait artist. I navigated away from that because I learned that wasn't my exact route. And
it's the Edison didn't fail 1,000 times. He discovered 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
Yeah, straight up. So yeah, there's deviate, learn, grow. Don't stick to your guns. But learn and grow, and you'll get there eventually. I am a firm believer that I am 100% getting where I'm going. I can feel it in my bones that what I'm doing is going to work. What my wife is doing is going to work, because she started her real estate business this last year, and she had to work from February till even to this day. She hasn't made $1 at it, but she's still busting her ass making it happen because she knows it's going to work. And I admire the hell out of her for that. Like 3 months of that was 3 or 4 months was her like going through the classes and trying to get that through that whole trip. And she did the classes and she took the tests and she's got through all that, and she's just at the point now where she's just about over the hill where it's gonna start becoming a little she's gonna start getting results from it. You don't always, when you own a business, you don't always, like, you kind of stop trading your time for money, and your effort eventually comes back to you like tenfold. Like I could have it took me 200 hours to make that big piece I got over there, but when it sells, I'll have 20 grand in the bank, and then like these prints that I'm making, like they're when I find my target audience and I have a wider variety and I'm doing more shows, like they're good. It's all gonna work out, man. That's what I'm trying to say, is that like I feel it so incredibly deep that it's, whether I'm delusional or not, I don't care. Like, it's gonna work. So that's what I would say. This is like you really believe in something, believe in yourself, and just know that it's gonna work out, and you just got to make it happen. Whether if you just make a little bit of progress at it every single day, I'm pretty sure this is written on your fridge. Follow your dreams, no matter how long they take, because that time will pass.
Yeah. Somehow it ended up on my fridge.
You got some other cool stickers of mine on that fridge.
Yeah,
too.
There's like a naked chick on my fridge. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I put a lot more. Funny, the little mini brands toys, like itty bitty. My wife is obsessed with them. She'll always buy little mini things. She gets like she has a little itty bitty troll doll and a little itty bitty like McDonald's fries, but she turns them into magnets. So now the fridge is like covered in all those little mini brands magnets.
Nice.
But yeah.
When you go to sell the RV, I would love it if you would let me like buy a new RV or a new like fridge to put in the RV so I can just like keep that old one.
Yeah, actually, now I won't get into this too much because you and me can talk about it later. But to throw you in on the idea, debating on keeping it, because I was telling you I was interested in potentially building a food truck and completely remodeling the RV, giving it a second life as a new food truck. So
Sick.
I think it would be cooler to keep it because it's been through like the friend group and stuff. And if I'm already going to buy a truck anyway, it might be cool to build it the way I want it and give Alma a second life, So I think it'd be pretty cool. So we'll see. Right now that's the current idea though, but I definitely would be getting a different fridge if that happens. So yeah.
So you get rid of that fridge, I want it.
I'll at least rip the door off for you if something else happens. Give it to you. Yeah. But okay, let the people know, man, where they can find you, where they can anything you got going, what's coming up for you.
Yeah, so Defunk Art on Instagram, I just so happen to Defunk Art on Instagram, and TikTok is like I'm way more active on TikTok than I am on Instagram because fuck Meta. But not that any of them are like morally superior, but it's just things work out better for me on TikTok. So I go in the Gen Z way about it. And then I'm torn about being open about what fairs I'm at because there's some real weirdos on the internet.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's weirdos everywhere you go, right? Like,
yeah.
So I'd
say
really
message you on TikTok if they're interested, and you can weed the crowd there.
I haven't been very forthcoming about like what shows that I'm gonna be at on my social medias. I'm at any art fair in St. Louis. I'm there.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
All right, buddy. Well, I love you. I believe in you, and
buddy.
I believe in your wife and her endeavors. I'm excited to see what
same
comes.
To you guys.
Excited for that new baby you got coming.
We'll find out in about 6 weeks what we're having, boy or girl.
We did the blood test so we could know like right away. We found out at 12 weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can have the blood test done and find out as soon as 12 weeks. So anytime you want to do that, you can find out. Unless you're just waiting for the ultrasound one.
We're going to wait for the ultrasound, I think.
But yeah, I'm excited about it, man. But I love you, buddy, and I hope you have an absolute great rest of your day. And thanks for coming and doing this again, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, can't wait to do episode 25 and be like, it worked. It might be 35. We don't know yet, but
well, I'm ready for it.
All right, buddy.
All right, later, man. Have a good one.
Later. Bye.